Had no Max. Hey, it's good. Big drama show. Had nothing. Max, everybody. Ggg Golovkin forced to take a pay cut. They was paying him too much money on Dazn. And now those days are over. We're going to talk about that and more. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy, Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. That's Cash App, $Boxing Ego. Shout out to y'all for the support. Before I get started, ESPN Plus. Use my link. It does help the channel in a phenomenal way when you guys click on that link so I can continue to provide the content on the creation side. ESPN Plus, they offer a ton of original content, docu-series, documentaries, archive footage, and much more. You can get ESPN Plus as a standalone app, $5.99 a month, or if you want more content, you can get the bundle, ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three of those apps for one low price, $12.99 for the bundle. And it does help the channel stay creative, stay independent, stay working. Chris Mannix, who works with the Dazn, he had a very interesting post about Ggg Golovkin, and I wanted to make a video about it. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Somebody got knocked out. I don't know what that was. Damn, he got stretched. Where is it? So you guys see it says Ggg Golovkin is progressing towards a deal to defend his middleweight title, where he really shouldn't have, because I thought Derevyanchenko beat him, against Kamil on December 18th, a day before Canelo Alvarez will face Caleb Smith. Sources close to Triple G told Sports Illustrated. And this reporter works for Dazn. Then Mike Coppinger of The Athletic says, sources, Ggg had no guys and Max, everybody. Respect, Mexican style. Triple G and Dazn are closing in on a restructured deal for the champ to return versus Kamil, says Meta, December 18th, likely in Florida. Dazn asked Triple G to reduce his pay. His 6-fight deal guarantees $15 million per bout, half in Dazn equity. So they gave him some Dazn bucks. Link will be in the description. And sad times for Dazn. The Dazn curse continues. They're really trying to make something out of nothing. You know, some things in this life you see and you don't understand it. And I guess maybe it's not for you to understand. And that's where I'm at with Dazn. A lot of their boxing programming and their way of going about things, maybe I'll just never understand it. For example, Canelo just sued Dazn and stated in the lawsuit, it all came out, that the opponents he was picking weren't up to par. Guys like Kovalev at light heavyweight, Danny Jacobs, and fights like this, they weren't good enough. They weren't deemed as, quote, premier opponents, right? And they gave Canelo a hard time, said these guys, despite the Jacobs fight being a unification, despite Kovalev being a champion, multiple-time champion, and beating guys like Hall of Famer Bernard Hopkins, almost stopping him in that fight, right? Despite these things, they gave Canelo flack for it and said this wasn't good enough, right? He needs premier opponents, guys like De La Hoya out of retirement, and other weird names like Conor McGregor, who's not even a boxer, and Jorge Masvidal. But they're okay with paying Golovkin $15 million. I understand they're doing a pay cut now, but look who he's fought on Dazn. He fought Steve Rolls, who nobody knew. Then he fought Sergey Derevyanchenko, And I thought he lost that fight clean, and they never pushed for a rematch. And they're allowing him to still probably get significant money, even with the pay cut, to fight Kamil Sesmeta. And he's 38. He ain't fought no big fights that would turn audiences on. The article and the report says he could fight on a Friday. Like, you're going to pay him all this money to fight on Friday? You know, paying Mikey $7 million, paying Golovkin $15 million for Steve Rolls. It sounds really absurd. And what's even crazier is you're paying him that and not complaining. But when Canelo was getting cake, you were saying his fights weren't good enough. Well, Jacob's fight is 1,000,000 times better for Canelo than Golovkin Steve Rolls or Golovkin Kamil Sesmeta. We at least knew who Jacobs and Kovalev and these guys were. You're paying Golovkin all this money to fight on a Friday. Wow. Crazy stuff. I really have no interest in this fight, so I'm going to wrap this video up because I don't even know who Kamil Sesmeta is. I don't even know that guy. So I've never watched one of his fights. I have never been entertained by any of his fights. And even with the pay cut, it's just a fight that shouldn't happen. Like, you can't rematch Derevyanchenko, but you can fight these, you know, mystic guys that nobody knows. And Dazn doesn't seem to really have too many words to say condemning Triple G for the fights like this. These are garbage. These are horrible fights. We'll see if they last in America with this. They're putting on Canelo versus Caleb Smith, but a couple months ago they were saying Caleb Smith was not a premier opponent and Canelo was going to have to take a pay cut for that. So it's just these business decisions, especially covering the sport of boxing, it's just not going to make sense to me. So a couple months ago, Caleb Smith, you were saying, oh, now his ass, Max. You were saying Caleb Smith wasn't good enough an opponent that required the full pay, and you were trying to get Canelo to take a pay cut, deeming him as not fulfilling the premier, when Canelo was suing you, not fulfilling the premier opponent option. But Golovkin out here fighting Steven Rolls, King's Rolls, and guys like Kamil Sesmeta, whoever this character is, and you're making him take a pay cut, but you're still not overly complaining and you're still authorizing the fight. That's the shocking part. I'd rather see this Ronaldo fight than Kamil Sesmeta, you know? And like I said, now Canelo's fighting Caleb Smith. He announced it. It's at the Alamo Dome, so they will have some limited crowd. And he's going to fight on his own after becoming a free agent and separating from Golden Boy. And this is the fight you put on. It wasn't a premier opponent for Canelo months ago, but I guess somehow it became a premier opponent since Canelo decided to sue you. You know, and they need big fights because Dillian White, they said Povetkin got the Rona. Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell, they said he got the Rona, Luke Campbell, and so on and so forth. And they were saying Ryan Garcia could be on this card. I didn't see how that was going to happen, seeing how Canelo had an ugly split from Golden Boy, and Ryan is still with Golden Boy. I wouldn't imagine Golden Boy would want and like their Golden Boy fighter, Ryan Garcia, fighting on Canelo's undercard when he just broke away from them. But I knew it was too good to be true. Back to Gennady Golovkin. That's the latest. They made him take a pay cut. He got some Dazn bucks, or, you know, Dazn credit, store credit, or whatever deal. But they were paying him $15 million for fights like Derevyanchenko. Even that is a stupid investment because the fight was cool, but it wasn't like a maxed out fight where it's going to generate tons of looks and subscribers. And then you had basically Golovkin get exposed in the fight, and you did all that and overpaid him basically. For what? So if anything, it actually took Golovkin's brand down because a lot of people thought he really lost or should have lost to Sergey Derevyanchenko. And then now you got him in this stay warm fight with Kamil Sesmeta. They're slapping on the fact that he's a mandatory to, I guess, convince people and they're putting it a day before Canelo. So the game plan is clear. They're trying to still make Canelo versus Golovkin 3, but that fight has gone down the drain to me. I really have no interest in that fight because Golovkin's 38 now. If they fight in May, he'll be 39 years old. You know, Canelo just beat him clean in the last fight. He didn't look good in Derevyanchenko, and he'll be pushing 40 by the time they would fight in May or whenever, if they do fight on Dazn. Plus, he didn't look good here. They could show all these pictures they want, but I mean, he was getting hurt in that fight, and it just wasn't his best performance. So I don't know why they're trying to hold on to this Canelo Golovkin business, but hey, to each his own. Let me know how I did in the video. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hell no, guys. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.